ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Yes, continuation to the last class. Excretory system disorders, excretory system diseases. Continuation to the last class. Is the excretory system diseases or excretory system disorders? Excretory system disorders. What are the excretory system diseases or disorders? Means first excretory system disorder is uremia. Second excretory system disorder is glomerulonephritis. Third excretory system disorder is renal colliculi. Fourth excretory system disorder is renal failure or kidney failure or renal insufficiency. Renal insufficiency. So definitely what are the principal type of the excretory system disorders? Principal type of the excretory system related disease means uremia, glomerulonephritis, renal colliculi, renal failure or kidney failure or the renal insufficiency are the principal excretory system related disorders. One is the uremia, second glomerulonephritis, renal colliculi, renal failure or the kidney failure or the renal insufficiency. Of them, first type of the disease is the uremia. What is the meaning of the uremia means? If in the person's body, instead of normal amount of urea, if excess urea is present in the blood of the person, then it is said to be as the uremia. Instead of normal amount of urea, if excess amount of the urea is deposited in blood of the person, then that condition is said to be as the uremia. Presence of excess amount of urea in blood of person is said to be as the uremia. Uremic condition or uremia. So what are the reasons for uremia? What are the reasons for this uremia means? One is kidney failure. If the person's kidney is not in proper working, definitely that leads to the accumulation of the urea in the blood of the person, that is the uremia. Second one is that glomerulonephritis means glomerulus, if it shows the swelling, Glomerulus, if it shows the inflammation, if it is temporarily not in working, definitely during that also urea levels in the blood of the person or gets increases other than normal. That leads to the uremia. Third case, diabetes mellitus is also one reason for that kind of the uremia. In the case of the diabetic patient, definitely kidney working is not in efficiency. In diabetic persons, kidney functioning is very poor. So that only this urea levels in the blood of the person or gets increases. That leads to the uremia condition. Again, hypertension also one reason. Hypertension means a high BP. High BP is also one reason for this uremia condition. So in few cases, drug abuse is also leads to uremia. Drug abuse is also leads to the uremia condition. So means the presence of excess amount of the urea in the blood is said to be as the uremia. What are the reasons for increased levels of urea in the blood of the person? Means kidney failure, means if the kidney is not in optimum working, if the kidney functioning is not at optimum level, that is said to be as the kidney failure. Again, glomerulonephritis is second reason. Third reason for uremia is the diabetes mellitus condition. Fourth reason, hypertension. Fifth reason, drug abuse is also leads to the uremia condition. Then what is the treatment for that kind of the uremia? Means what is the treatment for this kind of the uremia? Means hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is the treatment to that kind of the uremia for save the life of the person. What is the hemodialysis? Means separation of excess urea from the blood of the person by using artificial kidney is said to be as the hemodialysis. Definitely hemodialysis is the artificial process in which we maybe uses the artificial kidney for separation of the urea from the blood of the person to save the person's life. So in that way, hemodialysis is the only one procedure which is only one solution for this kind of the uremia patients to save the life of that kind of the patient here. This is the first disease, that is the uremia. Second disease is the glomerulonephritis. Second type of the disease is the glomerulonephritis. What is the glomerulonephritis means? What is the glomerulonephritis means? If due to any reason glomerulus gets inflamed, due to any reason glomerulus, if it is gets shows the swelling, then that is said to be as the glomerulonephritis. What is the reason for that kind of the swelling of the glomerulus? What is the reason for that kind of the inflammation of the glomerulus? Means because of due to the means inflammation of glomerulus is nothing but glomerulonephritis. What are the reasons for inflammation? Means one is bacterial infection, second viral infection, Third one is the parasite infection. Fourth reason, drugs abuse also. Definitely for glomerulonephritis, what are the reasons means? It may be infection of bacteria, it may be infection of virus, it may be infection of other parasites, it may be due to the drug abuse also. So whenever that kind of the glomerulus is with the severe inflammation, with the severe swelling, definitely filtration of the urea from the blood is gets defected. That finally leads to the uremia condition in the case of the person also. Means glomerulonephritis is one reason for accumulation of the excess urea in the blood of the person, that is nothing but uremia. Next, third type of the disease is the renal colliculi. Third type of the excretory system related disease or disorder is the renal colliculi, or this also called as the kidney stones. Kidney stones formation. Renal colliculi nothing but kidney stone formation. In any part of the excretory system, if stones formation is taken place, if it is leads to the impairment of the formation of the urine, then it is said to be as the renal colliculi. In any part of the urinary tract, in any part of the excretory system, if stones formation is taken place, if it can be leads to the functioning of excretory, if it is leads to the effect of the functioning of the excretory system, then that is said to be as the renal colliculi or kidney stone formation. So what are the reasons for this renal colliculi? What are the reasons for formation of the kidney stones in excretory system of the person? Means low amount of water, that is nothing but dehydration. This is the dehydration is the main reason for that kind of the kidney stone formation. If in the person's body always low amount of the water is present, definitely that must be leads to the kidney stone formation. Then what are the substances which may become crystallized, which may be leads to the formation of the stone in kidney? Means definitely uric acid and oxalates. Whenever they are precipitated in urinary tract in low amount of water, definitely uric acid as well as the oxalates, whenever they maybe gets precipitated in the presence of low amount of the body water, that must be leads to the kidney stone formation. Definitely whenever the low amount of the water is present in the person's body, that leads to precipitation of uric acid, that leads to precipitation of the oxalate in urinary tract, that leads to the renal colliculi, that leads to the kidney stone formation. That is the renal colliculi. Next, finally, fourth type of the excretory system related disease is, that is the renal failure or kidney failure or This is also called as renal insufficiency. Renal insufficiency means if in the person's body kidneys are not in proper functioning, means in this case kidneys are not completely stop the urine formation. Kidneys are in working, but the rate of the functioning of kidney is decreases. Means both kidneys may not be gets involved in formation of 125 ml of the primary urine per minute. Means if the kidneys are fails to form 125 ml of the primary urine per minute, then that is said to be as the renal failure or the kidney failure or renal insufficiency. In this particular disease, kidney functioning is not completely stopped here. Kidneys are in working, but their rate of the filtration of the primary urine, their rate of the formation of the primary urine is decreases than normal, that is 125 ml per minute. Instead of 125 ml of the primary urine formation from both kidneys per minute, if it is decreases to 80 or if it is decreases to 50 ml, then we can say that is the renal failure or the kidney failure or the renal insufficiency. What would be the reasons for that kind of the renal failure or kidney failure? That may be renal colliculi. What are the reasons for that renal failure? Means renal colliculi or glomerulonephritis. That may be glomerulonephritis or renal colliculi, or that may be diabetes. Diabetes mellitus, or that may be hypertension. So what are the reasons for that kind of the renal failure? What are the reasons for that kind of the kidney failure or the renal insufficiency? Means renal colliculi, glomerulonephritis, diabetes mellitus, hypertension are the reasons for that kind of the renal failure. Then how we can confirm the renal failure? Means elevated levels of serum creatinine in blood of the person are the signs to us the person may be with the kidney failure. This can be detected by increased serum creatinine. Serum creatinine levels in blood of the person. Definitely by elevated levels of serum creatinine proteins in the blood of the person are the signs to us that the person is going to be suffered with renal failure disease. Definitely increased serum creatinine levels in the blood of the person, elevated serum creatinine levels in the blood of the person are the indications to us that the person is with the renal failure disease or the kidney failure disease or the renal insufficiency disease. These are the excretory system related disorders. Next one is the hemodialysis or artificial kidney. Next one is the hemodialysis. Hemodialysis and artificial kidney. Definitely, what is the hemodialysis procedure? What is the artificial kidney means? So the persons in which kidneys are completely failed, by that way excess amount of the urea if it is accumulated in the blood, that is nothing but uremia. So in the uremia patients, to save the life of the person, the only one solution is hemodialysis is the only one solution to them. Definitely to save the life of the person by removal of excess amount of the urea from their blood. So means hemodialysis is nothing but artificial process by which we maybe remove excess amount of the urea from the blood of the uremic patient to save the life of the person. Definitely for removal of excess amount of the urea from the uremia patient, device which is used, that is said to be as the artificial kidney. By using the artificial kidney, we maybe remove the excess amount of the urea from the blood of the patient. That process is said to be as the hemodialysis. Definitely hemodialysis is a wonderful gift to the uremic patient. The persons who may be suffered with the uremia disease, to them this hemodialysis is a boom, is a God gift to them to the save of the life. Definitely in the artificial hemodialysis procedure, whatever the device which is used, that is the artificial kidney, this artificial kidney is also called as hemodialyzer. This is also called as the hemodialyzer. Then what is the structure of the artificial kidney or hemodialyzer? By using this kind of the hemodialyzer, how we can proceed this hemodialysis to remove the excess amount of the urea from the blood of the patient means, definitely artificial kidney is with tubes. Definitely artificial kidney is the tubular apparatus. This is the tubular apparatus. This artificial kidney walls are made up of a specialized substance that is said to be as the cellophane substance. Definitely artificial kidney is nothing but a tubular apparatus. This is nothing but a tubular apparatus. These walls are made up of cellophane substance. Cellophane substance. This cellophane substance is permeable to urea, uric acid, creatinine only. It is impermeable to the blood cells. It is impermeable to the plasma proteins. Only cellophane substance is permeable to urea, uric acid, creatinine. Only to these substances this cellophane substance is permeable, means cellophane substance is allows the pass of the urea, uric acid, creatinine across it. It is impermeable to the blood plasma protein. It is impermeable to the blood cells also. It may not allows the blood plasma proteins across it. It may not allows the passing of the blood cells across it. It only allows the passing of the urea, uric acid, creatinine through its wall, either to the out or from out to in. Again, this entire tubular apparatus have to be placed in a wider box. Definitely this is the wider box. This entire tubular apparatus have to be placed in a wider box. In wider box we have to fill a specialized fluid that is said to be as the hemodialysate. The fluid which is filled in a wider box, that fluid is said to be as the hemodialysate. This fluid is said to be as the hemodialysate. This fluid is the hemodialysate. Definitely this device is said to be as the hemodialyzer. Artificial kidney is said to be as the hemodialyzer. This artificial kidney have to be placed in a wider box. In this wider box, definitely we have to take a specialized fluid. Definitely that is said to be as the hemodialysate or hemodialyzing fluid. This is said to be as the hemodialyzing fluid or hemodialysate. It is 100% similar in chemical composition with the blood plasma. This hemodialysate is 100% similar or identical in chemical composition with the blood plasma, except in having of urea, uric acid, creatinine. Definitely in this fluid, this urea, uric acid, creatinine percent is 0%. Definitely in the hemodialysate fluid or the hemodialyzing fluid, urea, uric acid, creatinine percent is almost 0. 0% means 100% hemodialysate is without urea, without uric acid, without creatinine. But except these three substances, this hemodialysate is 100% similar with blood plasma in chemical composition. Definitely hemodialysate is 100% similar with blood plasma in chemical composition, except in having urea, uric acid, creatinine, but these three substances are present in the blood plasma. Again later, what is the procedure? What is the mechanism? What is the procedure of the hemodialysis means? At first we have to collect. The blood from the convenient artery into the tubular apparatus. At first from the patient body, blood have to be allowed to flow into the tubular apparatus through convenient artery. That is nothing but branchial artery. So definitely this is said to be as the artery. Definitely at first we have to allow the flow of blood from the patient body into the tubular apparatus through convenient artery. After immediate allowing the flow of the blood from the convenient artery of patient body into the tubular apparatus, immediately we have to add heparin substance. This is the anticoagulant substance. Whenever the blood of the patient starts to flow into the tubular apparatus, immediately we have to add the anticoagulant substance to that blood, that is nothing but heparin. Because whenever the person's blood is exposed to the air, that immediately leads to clotting. If in the case blood is subjected to clotting in tubular apparatus, that may not separation of the urea from the blood into the outer fluid. So that only to more effectively separate urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient into the surrounding fluid, that blood must be in liquid state. That patient blood must be in liquid state. As long as that is passes through the tubular apparatus, then only it is possible to more effectively separate urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient into surrounding hemodialysate fluid. So that only to prevent blood clotting, to prevent the chance of the blood clotting in tubular apparatus, after immediate allowing the flow of the blood from the patient body into the tubular apparatus, we have to add heparin substance, that is the anticoagulant substance that prevent the blood clotting while the blood is passes through the tubular apparatus. So whenever the patient blood is passes through tubular apparatus, definitely in the patient blood excess amount of urea is present, excess amount of uric acid is present, excess amount of creatinine is present, because he is the uremia patient. Definitely in the uremia patient blood, excess amount of urea, uric acid, creatinines are present. So that only whenever that patient blood is passes through the tubular apparatus, from that blood urea gets moves out into the surrounding fluid by diffusion process. Urea, uric acid, creatinine, these three substances are gets moves out into the surrounding fluid by the diffusion method, because in the surrounding fluid their percent is 0. In the surrounding hemodialysate, urea, uric acid, creatinine percent is 0, but in the blood of the patient, excess amount of the urea, uric acid and creatinines are present. So that only while the patient blood is passes through the tubular apparatus, by the diffusion process, this urea, uric acid, creatinines are diffused to the out through the cellophane wall. Definitely from the blood of the patient, this urea, uric acid, creatinines are moves out through the cellophane tube wall into the surrounding fluid. So what is the definition of the diffusion? From higher concentrated area to lower concentrated area, if substances are gets moved, that is said to be as the simple diffusion. Definitely here in the blood of the patient, urea, uric acid, creatinine concentration is greater, but in the surrounding fluid their concentration is 0. So that only from the blood of the patient very fastly urea, uric acid, creatinine gets diffuses to the out. If in the case after some time, if in the case in blood of the patient and in hemodialysate, if the substances concentration is becomes equal, then definitely separation of the urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient is not possible. Definitely after some time, if this urea, uric acid, creatinine concentration is becomes equal in surrounding fluid as well as in the blood of the patient, then immediately we have to replace this surrounding hemodialysate fluid with the fresh fluid in order to continue separation of these substances from the patient blood into the surrounding fluid. So that only this hemodialysate fluid have to be frequently changes, how to be changes from time to time in order to completely separate urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient into the surrounding fluid. Definitely periodically from time to time, this hemodialysate fluid how to be gets changes with the fresh fluid in order to completely separate this urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient into the surrounding fluid. After completing separation of urea, uric acid, creatinine from the blood of the patient into the surrounding fluid, later this purified blood have to be allowed to return back into the patient body through the veins. Definitely we have to allow the flow of the blood from the patient body into the tubular apparatus through the artery. After completing the purification of this blood, this purified blood have to be allowed to return back into the patient body through veins only. Through the veins we have to allow returning of that purified blood into the patient body. Just before allowing returning of purified blood into the patient body through the vein, we have to add antiheparin substance to that kind of the blood, because here just before entry of that kind of the blood into the tubular apparatus, we have to add heparin. So to neutralize this heparin activity, here we have to add the antiheparin substance just before this purified blood is allowed to flow into the patient body through the veins. At the beginning of this procedure, we have to add the heparin to that kind of the blood, and at the end of this procedure, just before allowing the blood of the purified blood of the patient into the patient body through the vein, definitely we have to add the antiheparin substance. This entire procedure is completed for about 2 to 6 hours. Means the single attempt of hemodialysis may be completed within the 2 to 6 hours. Means depending upon the amount of the urea which is present in the blood of the patient, depending upon the urea, uric acid, creatinine levels in the patient blood, this hemodialysis procedure may be completed within the 2 to 6 hours. Means definitely for completion of the single attempt of hemodialysis, about 2 to 6 hours duration must be required. This is the hemodialysis and artificial kidney. Last ఒకటి. Next, kidney transplantation. Final one is the kidney transplantation. Last concept is, in this particular topic, last concept is kidney transplantation. Kidney transplantation. What is the kidney transplantation means? If in the case kidneys are completely stops working, if the kidneys, both kidneys of the person are completely damaged, if both kidneys of the person are not in working, definitely to save the life of the person, what is the solution means? That is the kidney transplantation is the solution. Definitely to save the life of the person, whenever the both kidneys are in acute renal failure, whenever the person is with a severe kidney problem, definitely the solution to save the life of the person is nothing but kidney transplantation. What is the kidney transplantation means? From his close relatives, if kidney is transplanted from the donor to the recipient body, if kidney is transplanted from the donor to the patient body, then it is said to be as the kidney transplantation. Definitely, for avoiding the rejection chances of transplanted kidney, we have to at first thoroughly screen the two persons. Means we have to thoroughly screen the donor's blood group and donor's kidney surface antigen, and whether these two are matched with the recipient body or not. Means at first, just before the kidney transplantation, we have to thoroughly screen blood groups of both recipient donors and donor's body. Second, we have to thoroughly screen surface antigens of kidney of both persons. Definitely, what type of the antigens are present on the surface of the kidney of donor? What type of the antigens are present on the surface of the kidney of a recipient? Whether these two antigens are same or not, whether the two blood groups of the both persons is same or not, at first we have to thoroughly screen. Whether this blood group of the donor is matched with the recipient, whether this antigens of the surface of kidney of donor is matched with the surface antigens of recipient, then only we can say this donor is matched with the recipient body, then only we may be allow the kidney transplantation from the donor to recipient. Means just before transplantation of the kidney, we have to thoroughly screen whether both persons blood groups are matches or not, whether both persons surface antigens of the kidneys are matched or not. If these two are matched between these two persons, then only we may be allow the transplantation of the kidney from the donor to recipient. Even though between the two matched persons this kidney transplantation is taken place, even though between the two matched persons kidney transplantation is gets operated, but in few cases there may be chances to reject that kind of the transplanted kidney. What is the reason for that kind of the rejection of transplantation of kidney? Means that is the cell mediated immunity is the reason for rejection of transplanted kidney. Even though kidney transplantation is taking place between the matched persons, there may be chances to reject that kind of the transplanted kidney because of due to the cell mediated immunity. This is the one type of the immunity. Cell mediated immunity is the reason for the kidney transplantation. So that only to avoid the chance of that transplantation, to avoid the chance of rejection of the transplanted organ, we have to use the immunosuppressant drugs. What are the immunosuppressant drugs? Means immunosuppressant drugs to decrease the cell mediated immunity level in the person's body to avoid the kidney transplantation rejection. Definitely, patient must be orally administered the immunosuppressant drug from the day of transplantation to the death of the person. From the day of transplantation of organ to the death of the person, daily this person have to be orally administered the immunosuppressant drug to avoid the chance of the kidney transplantation rejection. So definitely, what kind of the immunosuppressant drugs are available nowadays? Means one is the cyclosporin, second one is the cortisol. So definitely these two drugs are said to be as the immunosuppressant drugs. These two drugs always decreases the cell mediated immunity level in the person's body. By that way, chance of rejection of transplanted organ is gets decreases. So definitely these two type of the drugs are said to be as the immunosuppressant drugs. they principally useful to avoid the chance of the rejection of the kidney transplantation by decreasing the activity of the cell mediated immunity. This is the kidney transplantation.